Hey there, I'm Michael Silva, and you are watching the second episode of the Weekly Recap. This is the show where I dive into my portfolio and I show you all of my holdings, and we look over the weekly performance, whether it goes up, down, sideways, whatever the case may be. If you saw last week's video, I ended around a total net worth of $159,577. Right now, my total is $163,919. This week, I had an increase of $4,342. So that's one of my biggest weeks increasing so far. You can always go to see these screenshots on my Instagram if you just want the quick snapshots of them. My Instagram is at Figuring Out Money. So let's take a look here at what the difference is and what actually took place. My Roth IRA, I put a few $100s in. It remained somewhat flat, except for me just putting in a few $100s in there. So it went from $7,827 to $8,197. So not too shabby there. My Roth 401k was at $57,000 roughly, and now it's at $59,000. So the stock market went up. It had a good week, and I got to reap some of the benefits from that. But that's not to say that it can't just go down just as easy. So yes, and I got paid, and sometimes when my paycheck comes in, they automatically go into that Roth 401k. It's an employee-sponsored account. My equity ties into my mortgage. My mortgage is down from $315,524 to $314,948. So we made a monthly payment, obviously, is what drove that down. Plus, we added a few $100s to the mortgage just because we did. Okay, and then the emergency fund. This, if you notice on my previous video, I actually had a trading account portion in the opportunity fund area for $1,000. I actually moved that over to the emergency fund. Me and my wife are planning on starting to build up an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. We're taking the Financial Peace University. We're kind of going in there together to learn more about savings in general, and I want to involve her more with the process so we can both learn together. And then I have the Opportunity Fund. I still have the same amount of gold, the same amount of silver, 4 ounces gold, 500 ounces of silver. It still hasn't arrived at my house yet, but eventually it will, and I'll be able to take some pictures of it. It's going to be kind of cool. And then a cash account of $6,500, which totals $21,000 right there. So this is actually technically down from $22,859. That's really honestly because I moved that emergency fund over. And here's something that I'm pretty excited about was the credit here. I was at $12,622, so $12,622. I am now at $11,000. I have been hammering that down, and I have no plans on slowing down, to be quite honest. So there's that. It's kind of cool. Just a little rundown of some highlights. I paid down $1,600 in credit. Right. The number 2 thing was I got my mortgage principal down by $576. I increased my Roth by $1,955, and my Roth IRA went up by $370. And yes, I just told you I started an emergency fund. Here are some of the screenshots. That's of my Fidelity account. Up year to date, it's up 2%. That's kind of cool. On Friday of last week, it was actually down. It was negative about a percentage point, so it made a big move to the upside. That's nice. Here's my Vanguard account showing at $8,100 or $8,200. And then here's a screenshot of my loan with my home mortgage at 3.9% interest rate. My payment amount is $1,989. I typically pay $2,100 with my wife. And that is my dog Coco. Yeah, that's her. And here's a picture of Dennis. He's one of my buddies. I always tell him that I'm going to leave Easter eggs in one of these videos, and there he is. That's the Easter egg. See if he actually recognizes this. And then there's a pig sticking its tongue out, and that is a picture of my wife when she was younger. That's hilarious. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. Overall, a good week. I was up, like I said, $4,300. Not too shabby. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I will see you next week with the weekly recap.